On this episode of Fly Fishing Unfiltered, we're covering efforts and the importance of conserving Pacific Northwest steelhead.
Hey everyone, David, Northwest Fly Fishing Outfitters, coming to you with another Fly Fishing Unfiltered. And today I'm joined by
Matt Thornton
and
Zach Carruthers.
And Matt, this is your first time on the YouTube channel.
What?
Yeah, it's first
Indeed.
time.
Oh,
Indeed.
my
Normally we
goodness.
avoid him like the plague.
I know,
but,
right?
You don't want this on camera.
Yeah.
Face for radio.
But
Face for radio.
I appreciate you guys being here. Today we're actually covering something conservation minded, and I'm super excited to talk about this. Northwest Fly Fishing Outfitters, we're about giving back to the community. We're about taking care of the environment. And Matt, you started something really unique and special here in the Pacific Northwest called the Wilderness Calling. So can you please share with us what the Wilderness Calling is and what you're trying to achieve?
I would love to.
Excellent.
The Wilderness Calling is a conservation initiative started by me and some of really my closest friends.
Yeah.
Some guys going fishing and drinking beer, and turned into how can we really help and do some impactful work around here. And what we came up with, talking to some friends of mine that are fisheries biologists, that I supported a long time ago, came full circle, and we started talking about new technology that we have and the ability to track steelhead and where they go when they go in the ocean. There's a lot that we know about steelhead in freshwater and very little that we know about that ocean environment. So I'm super excited at what we're doing right now. We're able to track those steelhead and get some good information and influence policy in that way.
That's awesome. I really love that. And we've got Zach here because he's one of your close friends that you weren't drinking beer with, but wanted to be a part of this. So Zach, what drew you to the Wilderness Calling Initiative, and why have you joined up?
At some point, me in particular, there's things that I love to do, and I need to justify it in some way.
Yeah.
I feel like I did it with my music career. We ended up, you find things that you care about and you
Absolutely.
go for, and I can only fish so many times without purpose. I need a reason to do things and something to give back to help to do. We do this every day, and yeah, do I love catching steelhead? Hell yeah, it's my favorite thing to do. But I'm gonna be doing it anyway. Let's do some good. Let's get out there and learn and share information, collect information, all to keep that species protected and keep them in our rivers so we can go catch them and our kids and grandkids, and there'll still be steelhead around for them.
I love that. I know one of the things you talked about is there's a lot that's known about steelhead in our rivers, and there's not as much known about what happens when they go into the vast oceans. And so that is correct, really what we're trying to achieve with this initiative. Is that correct?
Yeah, right now the focus is, ultimately we've got a mission statement that's around protecting wild species and habitats and areas and places that we love. But currently the focus is tracking the migration routes of steelhead on Oregon's north coast, where we're approved by Department of Fish and Game and NOAA.
That's fantastic. So you are approved by both those organizations.
We were approved by Department of Fish and Game and NOAA. We're permitted.
You got the rubber stamp.
Yeah, we got
the rubber stamp of approval.
Honestly, I can't we did good work to get that done. Yeah.
So I know that you're talking about this being something that's specific to Oregon, the Pacific Northwest. But do you believe that this research ultimately is something that is going to expand well beyond our region?
100%, yeah, and actually, the study that kind of really mostly informs our study was done in Alaska. There was one done in Prince of Wales Island.
Okay.
The scientist that kind of oversees us, our major advisor, is Michael Courtney, and he is one of the leading steelhead scientists and telemetry scientists in the country.
Okay,
and we're learning.
That's awesome. So now, as we talk about this tagging program, I want to get a little bit into tagging. I know that you're looking to raise funds for the tags themselves, but specifically, if you guys can walk me through, I've heard that you are tagging kelts, and for some of our subscribers and listeners, they may not know what a kelt is. So can you please share with us what is a kelt? I don't think we're talking about Celtic people.
No.
Am I right?
It's not the kind that you wear.
Okay. All right. Well, we got that settled. All right. What is a kilt?
Nothing to do with Braveheart.
But that is a cool movie.
And Scotland is where spay casting came
That's very
from.
true.
So,
Right,
yes, a little bit. We could bring it back to it, but no. We would like to tag. We are looking for female downriver fish. So fish that have come into the system, that have done their business, spawned, done their part to keep their kids going, and they turn around and head back into the ocean to rebright. So we know that they've been where they have already come back once.
Sure.
So they've got their migration thing down, and the females we chose those. They just have the best chance of survival out there, and so it's our best bet, and that's what we're targeting. So whenever we get one of those in those specific areas, those conditions, and it is steelhead, as many of you know, are sometimes hard to find, and we're looking for very specific ones. Fly anglers, we're just trying to make it harder. The most difficult fish to find, we catch them in the most difficult way, and then we know so little about them, but we're going for that other knowledge. We're always just trying to make it harder. So a specifics, we just keep cutting it down. So those are the kelts that we're looking
So a
for.
kelt is a returning fish. They've come into the river system, they've spawned, they've done their business, and then they go back out to the ocean, and that is what defines a kilt.
Exactly.
Yes.
You got
Okay.
anadromous, and then you got a big science word, iteroparis, meaning
I'm not gonna try to
goes
repeat
and
that.
comes back several times. And that's what we're after. We're after those out migrating. Those fish are the only fish that are big enough to handle these tags.
Okay.
The tags are not exactly a little piece of equipment, and so we're pretty fortunate to have anadromous fish that go back out. Only 30% of steelhead are kelts.
Yeah.
And the ones that we're looking for are over 24 inches. We put a tag on it. Yeah.
I really appreciate the fact that you guys said that you put them on the females, and the females live longer, and I think it's kind of like humankind. Like,
it's
like
everything.
They outclass us.
They
in
outclass
every
us, they
way.
outlive us, they look at us and they're like, what the hell's the matter with you people?
Yeah.
So
maybe it's something about females of all species that just like when you are carrying something with you, like I'm a little careless because I don't have anything with me. I can't contribute anything to society and to the human race, but females can, and so we're gonna put a little more faith in the females.
I completely agree
We're
with
gonna
you.
get the job done.
Completely agree with you. So you talked a little bit about tags, and I'm going to put an image of what one of these tags looks like on this video. But this is, you said, cutting edge technology. Explain to us a little bit how these tags are working. Do you affix them? Is it something you inject into them? Is it like Mission Impossible where they put something here and all of a sudden you're tracking? And then ultimately, what are we hoping to achieve with these tags?
It's more like Claire's at the mall.
Yeah.
Piercings.
All right, totally. Yeah, we get out there all gauged out and get our gloves on.
You want to talk about that, Zach?
Yeah, sure. We had the opportunity. We practiced at some hatcheries. We met some really cool people and learned so much with some hatchery fish. We wanted to see, obviously, where we could put them. We wanted to be able to study the fish, make sure it wasn't getting in their way. And right away, first fish we did, it had no problem swimming. It was acting like it was before. We watched this fish for a while. We tagged it. We put it back in. Came back a week later. Everything seemed pretty good. But we have kind of a tube, as you all know as well. When you get a steelhead, they
don't like to sit still.
They don't totally like to sit still.
They can wiggle a little,
Yeah, they can wiggle a little bit. So
side to side.
So we made it some tubes with sponges that kind of like just gets them
ease
in.
them.
Yeah, ease them. They're cradled. They're cool. Because a lot of times, even a big steelhead that's thrashing around, sometimes you just put your hand under their belly and like everything gets chill. So we haven't had much problem with that at all. And and then we run some. We kind of go through with some hollow needles, run some wire through, and kind of on their back, like kind of behind the dorsals, where we kind of fix this with some. Is it latex coated?
Yeah, it's like a latex coated harness, stainless steel wire.
Something.
It's been in development for a long time. The
Yes,
tags
yes.
have, yeah, and like it's been about 20 years that we've had tags that we could use on tuna and sharks and that. In the last 6 years, we made them small enough that you could put them on an anadromous fish
Yeah.
and do that. Yeah,
And as best we can tell, this isn't harming the fish. This is, I mean, yeah.
This was
So
fine, yeah.
we've got escapement on plenty of animals
Yeah.
at this point. They're making it past seal
Good.
barriers and sharks, so they can swim pretty good if they can get past a predator like
absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
That's great to know.
Yeah.
And
Oh, and just all the data. Like he knows a lot more of the tech. And with this thing, you know, I'm just one of the idiot fishermen, and I
How do I sign up to be an idiot
talk
fisherman?
and I talk to people and stuff. We've got smart people too. We've got marine biologists. We got lawyers. We got a bunch of really smart people, and I've learned so much about this. And the technology is crazy, and the things that we can learn.
Right.
Ocean temps, depth, speed they're going.
Okay.
It's incredible, all the data we get, and the amount of it that we get pinged back is just is very cool.
I got 8 million messages off of 1
million.
one of my tags. 8 million little parcels of data.
That's crazy.
Pretty rich data.
Yeah.
That is a job in and of itself.
Yeah.
Interpreting, but that's why we
and we'll definitely talk a little bit about
Yeah.
the kind of data that we're collecting in our science and education. Bill Nye the
portion.
Science Guy
Okay,
said it.
okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Nerds.
But let's get nerdy. But as we talk about these tags, has there been some leading beliefs on what's happening to the decline or what's causing the decline of our steelhead in the Pacific Northwest? Are there some leading thoughts of dams, overfishing, water temps in the ocean changing, predation? Walk me through just some early findings that we're hearing.
Sure, yeah. All those things are factored in.
Almost like I did my research ahead of time.
Everything that you just mentioned is factored in.
Okay.
As well as, I think a lot of us know that we had that kind of hypoxic dead zone off the north coast there for, I think, around 2014. The thing showed up and wiped out all life that came through it for a little while there. That's a big one. I'm hearing a lot about pinks these days, about pink salmon farms and pinks out competing steelhead and kings, and so that's a big question. Overfishing, obviously, dams, take your pick, and that's kind of like, I'm glad you asked
Gabe
that question.
Gollaby.
Yeah. Gabe's just ripping lips out there. Yeah, him and Sylvie. It's like, how they even, I'm glad you asked that question, though, because that's kind of at the heart of it is like, okay, man, we got, there's a lot of people working on the freshwater stuff.
100%.
What's up with the saltwater side? There's over 50% of the life is in the salt.
Yeah.
Let's check that out.
Yeah, that's where they feed. That's where they grow.
Yeah.
That's a very, and that's the part that we don't know about. And so, this is just the first step, and figuring out what to do after that is a whole nother thing. But we gotta learn where they go and what the conditions are there.
It's a hostile condition, is what I understand.
Oh, it's a savage.
I don't want to be in the ocean ever.
It's just savage
It
garden,
terrifies
my friend.
me.
Something just comes out of nowhere and
It
just
absolutely terrifies me.
Yeah.
shark.
So-
Absolutely.
So we deploy these tags. The fish go back out into the ocean. I know you guys have deployed some tags last season, so congratulations on that. That's a huge
Thank you.
step in the right
Thanks.
direction. And if you're looking for any idiot fisherman, I'm your guy.
You're in.
Certainly not the smart guy to help you with anything.
We got guys for that. Yeah.
You were supposed to say you're the smartest guy. No, David. But okay.
It's not written down.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
Get that on the cue card. Yeah.
how are we? So this data is getting stored on their tag. How is that information translating? Like, how are you getting the information back?
Oh, this part's super cool. Yeah.
Without getting too over the top nerdy.
All right. Well, let's just say this is a tag, right?
Okay.
It's pre-programmed. When it hits the salt water, it has a little ticker countdown, and it starts counting down for the amount of time that I programmed the tag for. A lot of them 80, 100, 160 days, be about as long as I can have that tag on there. The whole time that it's underwater, it's recording. And at the pre-programmed time, if everything goes according to plan, the burn pin clicks over, it floats to the surface, and it transmits to satellite.
Gotcha.
And gives me like I said, 8 million messages saying...
Thank you, Elon
Yeah,
Musk.
exactly. It's Argos, which is not Starlink.
Thank you, Argos.
Yeah, which is not Starlink.
Yeah.
Not that, but yeah, no, so that's how that works.
And the data that you're collecting with those tags, is it distance? Is it water temps? Tell us what you're collecting.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is location,
Okay.
and it's pretty accurate for location. I had one in my house the other day, and I was like, and it was still transmitting. I'd recovered it, and I was like, I wonder how accurate this thing is, And so I'm looking at the lat longs, and I'm cut and pasting, and it's like in my driveway. It's like, and this is in my house, in a drawer, in the fridge.
So it's highly
and it's
sensitive.
like, and it's telling me like, hey, dude, I'm like right here, and that's like pretty darn close, right? So lat long's huge. Temperature.
It is doing temperature.
Yeah, ocean temperature,
Okay,
which is a super interesting subject just right there, because you're kind of wondering, especially here on the North Coast, we've got upwellings on the North Coast, and that really helps our steelhead and salmon habitat. Our chances of having better, as we think the ocean's warming. The scientific community thinks the ocean's warming is pretty good evidence showing that it is. Yeah. And so as that happens, having upwellings of cold water in our neck of the woods can be really helpful and beneficial, and knowing where those are. So these tags are going to help with that.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And knowing if they follow that.
And knowing if they follow that line. And if we're,
it?
Are we blowing stuff up?
Yeah.
Is the Navy doing experiments in that line? Or like what's going on? That's a real thing, David. We had Michael's previous studies, they helped inform the Navy's policy about where they were going to do testing, because that's what
I just wasn't sure if you were talking about like some black ops type crap.
I mean, that kind of stuff is just, hey, it's black ops, right?
Helicopters going around right now. We are in Portland.
Let's be careful about what we say. So location, temperature, depth. That's an interesting one too. You can see when an animal's like getting preyed on. The tag that we got back, we saw like a bunch of deep dives. I think it was trying to get away from another animal, and then the speed, which you can also help use to infer what is preying. Like seals only swim this fast, but great whites swim this fast. So if I can tell how fast my fish has to swim away from the other fish, then I can go, it was probably something in this. And this is where like collaboration's just been huge with this. Absolutely. And we're learning just like you gotta just play with everybody in the neighborhood,
Okay.
So anyways, does that answer the question?
That answers that question for sure. All right, now let's geek out. Let's nerd out. Let's get a little nerdy. Which one of you is my nerdy guy?
I mean, I think between the two of us, there may be one nerd.
I don't know. You use some word that I'm not even sure is in the English dictionary. So I think you might be the.
I'm just picking this shit up from my guys.
So I understand from talking to you guys here at the shop, and again, this shop loves supporting what you guys are looking to do. We at Northwest Fly Fishing Outfitters, we go beyond just these four walls. We want to make a positive impact everywhere that we go, and that's why we're excited to be doing this with you this evening. But you talked a little bit about your group that you have built, your team that you have built for this nonprofit, being a very diverse group of people. You've got some scientists. You've got our local fly fishing guides here. You walk me through some of the other.
What a bassist.
Bass player. What does a bass player know about anything?
I know.
We're supportive.
Totally. Yeah.
Walk me through what your team looks like, and then tell me how you feel that broad kind of group is really helping to be impactful with the science that you guys are trying to do here. Thanks for the question. And just to kind of echo, one of the reasons I love working with you, David, is because of your guys' heart. And just your whole family's that way. Appreciate
that. It's been awesome to be a part of the shop and just see that like we're about pouring into the community here. And it's I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
I appreciate that.
Well, I got into fly fishing to make loads of money.
Oh, really? Whoops.
Well, where'd you go wrong?
You guys are talking about this is a get-rich-quick scheme.
Right? Little Ponzi scheme action. But to answer your question about the team, man, I can't be more excited about the people that I get to work with. I've had folks coming from all different walks of life, like you said.
Yep.
I've got some guys from, one of my guys is a professor at Portland State University.
Excellent.
And then a Nike executive. Man, we've got like people from a lot of musicians.
Yep.
We got Zach, Ryan from the Builders and Butchers is on our team. We had a new guy the other night named Matt Gutt show up. He seems awesome, musician.
Yeah.
Sean Burke, musician.
Yeah.
And that diverse team. I mean, the reality is you just can't get anything done without money, man, and it's hard, you know.
And we're definitely going to talk about that money component.
Yeah, and so I think with the team, like, you know, there's the scientific aspect, which is its own challenge and its own part of this. But another part, a huge part, is we're not doing it without funds.
Absolutely.
And I think that my team is. I mean, it's amazing what we in 3 months we raised $26,000. You know, like with just a handful of guys being like, yeah, this is a cool, like, let's just go for it, right? And that was, I think that's that scrappy musician thing that we've got, you know, where you're just used to bootstrapping and DIY, and it's just like, dude, we're just gonna do this, you know, like, and we've all been doing that all of our lives, and I think everybody on the team kind of recognizes that, like, oh yeah, that's what it takes to get something done.
For sure.
I don't know, Zach, you want to talk about it a little
the
bit?
science behind it. I mean, if you guys are all a bunch of musicians, how are you able to dissect the science and the data that you're getting?
Oh, I can't. Yeah. No.
But you have people on your team that have that.
100%. So just a quick little example story of what happened. I was dating a fisheries biologist up in University of Alaska Fairbanks.
Nice.
They had a club up there that needed fundraising. And I kind of thought to myself, like, these nerds are not going to, like, do very good at, like, making a fundraiser. They'll organize it well, you know, but, like, I know how to party, right? And I was like, and so I hosted a fly fishing film tour and bolstered their club and was able to contribute. And so here I am a decade later, and I'm talking to these same people, and they're like, oh, yeah, I remember you. Like, oh, I can see the potential to really get some good work done, like, actually, our federal funding's tough right now, but like the way that you wiggle, that would work well, you know? So,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Great. The next thing I want to ask you guys is education really seems to be kind of central to what you're doing, especially on the fundraising side. So as we are a fly shop, and I know that you're seeking to engage the fly fishing community on a deeper level. Walk us through how the fly fishing community, not just money-wise, but how the fly fishing community can help with the Wilderness Calling Initiative.
I mean, dude, fly people, we give a shit. And that's what I really like about us. We care about the waters we fish. We care about the fish that we do. We talk to other people about it ad nauseum. And so so word spreads. And so that is one thing that is cool is people get into it. We will go to, you know, you just did a really good talk at a Trout Unlimited recently, right?
Yep.
And we'd go into, we have booths at every spay clade, anything that has to do with steelhead. Generally, we're going to show up, we're going to have a little table. We'll usually have some cold beverages for you. And we just talk to you about fish because everybody wonders where these fish go. When they leave the rivers, we wonder where they are in the rivers, and then we wonder where they go. And it's just, you know, it's just that curiosity that's built into us, and we always want to know things. And so so
sharing of the message. Are you guys on? And this isn't on some of my scripted questions, but are you guys on social media? Do you have your own social media presence? That people can share messages within the fly
we need to get
community?
better, but we got another guy.
And I'm going to make sure I'll have that in the description here of this video so that people can follow along and see what you guys are doing. But that would be a great way for the fly fishing community to be engaged, to get this message out and get it beyond these four walls and beyond the Oregon coast. And
I think there's definitely room to grow there, and you know, you're not wrong. It's like, even like, I love the fly fishing community and what we're able to do. I want to include anglers of all, you know, if they want to gear fish, you know, you know,
this is about the science more than it is about the fish.
It's about the science. It's about for sure, you know. So let's come hang out, and ways, you know, talking about more than just the money, David, is like, there's so much admin work, man.
Okay, that's great.
That's like
Yeah,
all
that's great.
I do right now is just admin stuff, and I love help. You know.
So if you
So do you
like
know?
doing admin
Yeah.
work,
Do
do we
you-
have the job for you?
No, but some of it can be fun. Some of it can
yeah,
be
yeah,
fun, you know? Like, you want to run my social media page? Because I don't.
Yeah.
You know?
That's great.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways that you can help, that you can contribute to this cause. And if you're down to help, get a hold of us and talk to us. And that's what's cool about this group is you come in, we do at least a monthly meeting. We all hang out, we're all friends, come in, we eat some snacks, we have a couple drinks, and we talk about it. And just whatever you do or you like to do, like, there's a spot for you here.
Absolutely.
And we're just building another community in a community.
I love it. That's what, again, Northwest Fly Fishing Outfitters is all about, is community. So you, last year was your first year doing this, and how much money did you raise?
$26,000.
$26,000. That's not a small amount of money to raise for a first time of doing anything. So I want to say kudos to you guys.
And only in a few months. That wasn't even like a full year. That was like
Big ups to the community, to the people that got involved. I mean, I can't believe the support that we got just in that little, you know, and the ball is rolling now.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So we got some tags deployed. How many tags did we get deployed?
6 or 7, depending on how you look
Six
at
or
it.
seven. 6 or 7 on
Yeah.
how that sounded like a very political answer, so I appreciate
Let's just
that.
say 6, but 1 got redeployed.
Okay,
Yeah.
one got
Yeah.
redeployed
We found
in your
one.
in your living room is what you were telling us earlier.
we're
joking.
working on a Find My Fish app.
Yeah,
and,
I love it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, name your fish
Who
and
needs
track
to
them
find
for
my
the next
friend?
160 days.
Yeah.
What is the most interesting thing that your research has found thus far?
We're not supposed to say things until we get a little bit
Non-disclosure
more.
agreement.
Yeah. Well, we're not, like, until we get enough evidence. We don't want to say something.
Sure.
That's not us talking. We want to tell everyone. The smart guys in our group. They've been
legal
like,
people.
hey, let's get, before we go
Okay.
all crazy. Because there's been some surprises. But there's also, it's just what we think.
Okay.
I've always thought they go to Alaska, they go to Japan, they go to Kamchatka. And I'm sure they do. Some might go other places, man. It's wild, and but yeah, we do. It's just really cool to see. Yeah, we can't.
So it's a
share
little. God dang you,
yet.
freaking attorneys! I swear to God.
all that red
I know
tape.
you try to
I know
protect
it,
us all,
I
but
know.
whatever.
Yeah.
But we have gotten some deployed, and that's the good news. And
Yes.
we're collecting data, and,
Yep.
and the attorneys at some point will give us the
They'll
rubber stamp
allow us to just
to
Yeah,
talk
we
a little
we
bit
about
want
about
to
it.
get, since we're doing this for science, apparently we have to be scientific and have enough in
Got
a
you. Yeah, that
particular
makes sense.
study to say things. We can say things that certain tags have done, but we don't know that, and we don't want to give any information that could prove out like, oh, that was an anomaly.
Sure.
And we're just in the gathering of information now.
Okay.
And but then we're super excited to see where it all goes.
All right, now I'm going to get into honestly, one of my favorite components. It's money.
You like this part?
I love this
Join
part.
the team, bud.
I didn't say I have
Come
a lot
hang
of
out
money.
with us.
I said this is my favorite part.
Yeah.
I say it's my favorite part because I have been in charge of multiple different nonprofits.
Sure.
And even just operating a nonprofit, not starting one, but operating a nonprofit, it's challenging.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of work behind the scenes. And people go to these big fundraising galas and they have their drinks and they bid on things and they're like, oh, this is so easy. And the reality is what you guys are doing at the ground level right now is not easy. It is hard work. So I'd like to hear from you, and maybe your attorney will allow this. What are some challenges that you've had starting this?
Yeah.
Where do you want me to start? How long of a video can we
So,
have?
in general, the tags, the super cool tags, the very scientific tags we've been talking about, surprise, they're really expensive.
No way.
And
way.
and, yeah,
Turns out.
this is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah.
But we can. damn
But
it.
we can.
Yeah.
And so yeah, each tag cost about $5,000.
Okay.
And which sounds like a lot of money when you say it is a lot of money. That is a thing. But there's and we knew that going into it.
Sure.
But we care about this. This is a thing, and I'm a master of justifying things to myself. And one thing that we really did learn is like how precious a resource this is, how much each fish. When we were at the hatchery, when we were practicing, like we were talking with the guy who ran one of the hatcheries, and we told him, like, it's a little hard, and he just pointed to all these fish we're looking at, and it's amazing going to a hatchery. I'm just looking at like 200 steelhead. I was like, oh, in the middle of winter, and
they all swam by your fly.
They didn't want anything to do with it.
Totally.
But he pointed out, it's like, how much, like, look at this place, look at all these people working here. How much do you think each one of these fish is worth? And he said, estimated as like, I bet each hatchery steelhead is worth $3,000 for everything they put into it. All the rearing, all the, everything. And we just got to learn so much, and I was like, oh, totally. Like, these fish, they're worth it.
100%.
And so it depends. But we also, we try to, we'll give you a good time. So what we ask is, people chip in on a tag, some people just buy a tag, businesses, and, volunteer work, anything that you can do to help. But that is, and we offer services, if you buy a tag, you're going out with one of us, and we're going to go get one, and we're going to...
On essentially a guided trip.
A guided trip that'll be...
And you're going to get to see the work being... happening firsthand.
You're going to be a part of it, which is rad. Like, you are a part of this study. You are there doing that. This has never been done in this area before. It's huge. And it's rad to... Just again, with the community thing, it's not just an ask. We're like asking people to be a part of this, physically, and financially.
So your biggest challenge, and I think it is the case with any nonprofit, the biggest challenge is funds, right?
I would say that's one of the bigger ones. The science is tough too. It's not easy doing telemetry science, but funds are a big deal. I want to add a little bit to what you were saying, Zach, where we've got a bunch of different ways that we learned, like last year, like, okay, man, this is like this is gonna kill it, right? Like our Fort George project. We did a tag with Fort George where Georgette the fish, and we made a video animation.
Awesome.
We made we got Fort George's logo in their little video, and they're able to share it on social media. So like, if you have a business that's like maybe works with fish or deals with steelhead, this might be a good thing. It's in nonprofit, you can't really do the quid pro quo thing. You can't sell a thing, right? If you're going to give, it's because you want to give.
Absolutely.
And at the same time, we understand that, like, man, when somebody's putting their hard work, their business, like, that's most of our lives that are, like, wrapped up in, we want to be able to say thank you.
100%.
And we're going to find a way to say thank you, whether it's through the film that we're releasing or, and like Zach was saying, I've got a program where you can come out and go fishing for a week on the North Coast with me. You can donate a tag, and then we'll factor in, guide fees and all that stuff, and make it in a nice, neat little bundle, and make it so you can come out, experience that, get your name on a scientific paper, and be a part of it in that way. There's a bunch of different ways to give, and in ways that we can give back to those that are given to us.
That's great. So again, but the greatest challenge is the funding.
You're not wrong.
I appreciate you guys. You guys are more long-winded than some of my politician friends. Jeez, you guys should serve an office with me.
It is what it is.
I would like to pontificate. So the largest challenge is funding, and we've finished the first year, raised $27,000, deployed 6 or 7 tags, depending on who you talk to. We have a goal for this year. Do you have a goal for this year?
Yep.
In terms of fundraising?
Yep.
And what is that goal?
I would like to raise $215,000, and I would like to do that every year for the next 4 years.
Okay.
We're looking at a 5-year project. If I can get 200 tags out in 5 years, it's going to make a serious impact on our understanding of steelhead.
Okay. And it's about 5,000 a tag, so that's going to get you a lot of tags out there deployed. I have a question. Are you able to reuse tags, or are these a one-and-done type deal?
Yeah, we can reuse them if we can get our hands on them.
Okay.
So in the best of all worlds, they're so far out in the ocean we can't ever get them back.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's kind of a tough deal. But if one comes floating back on shore or something like that, we can reuse it.
Okay.
We go look for them.
Yep.
Go look for them. It's like finding the glass globes on the Oregon coast.
That's a fun project. I need help with that. You want to volunteer? Come hang out.
You're talking about a needle in a haystack.
Oh man, it's a blast.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's great. So $215,000. I mean, that's a pretty big jump in 1 year.
Yep.
But it's definitely doable. There's a lot of people with a lot of money in this world, and I'm gonna look at the camera right now. I'm gonna talk a little bit about these two guys, and first of all, yes, $5,000 per tag. It is not. It's not taken for granted. It is not a small dollar amount, but these are fish that we believe should be here for generations to come. And we have seen a natural decline, not a natural, probably an unnatural decline in what's happening to our fish populations. We need you to take part in this. This is not something that this fly shop, that these two gentlemen here are making money on, right?
I'm losing money. How about you? Yeah, I think we're both losing.
And by the time you guys have poured out the time and the energy and the effort and your board of directors and all these people, all this time that's being spent to do this, this is all for the resource. This is all for making a positive environmental impact. And when you look at that $5,000, if you're a business owner, $5,000 is not a big number to give back to the angling community, to give back to the environment, to give back to science, to really determine how these fish are surviving, what is impacting them. So I'm going to ask you to please be a part of this. Please help support this if you're a business. I've got some businesses just in doing this video that I'm going to talk to that have really come to mind that I know really like to give back. One of them happens to be my next door neighbor, and I'll talk off camera on who that is.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is like just if you can't specifically like
make a
maybe
connection.
You know someone who does.
Yeah.
Talk to people. We'd appreciate that. Share any of our social posts. Ask us for information. We've got neat little one sheets with a bunch of package deals that are rad. They're fun, and it's gonna be a good time. You're not if you come out to do this like. We're going to have a good time. You're going to be doing it anyway.
I don't know if I've ever had a bad time with either of you guys present. I don't think so.
Makes sense.
You guys are a lot of fun.
Good time boys.
Yeah, good time boys. So we talked about the money. I want to talk about an event that's coming up.
Okay.
So I understand Sean Burke, who is Prolific Northwest on YouTube, and if you have not followed Sean's channel yet, it's called Prolific Northwest.
Yeah,
and it is a fantastic. He is doing a great job out there with all kinds of videos and short films, and we've hosted some watch parties for him. I believe you guys are working in conjunction with him on something.
Yeah. So
tell me a little bit about that.
Sean is our newest employee here at Northwest Fly Fishing Outfitters. It was his first day today. We were so grateful to have him around, man.
Yep.
He's what a guy, can't say enough. But yeah, he picked up the torch. He was one of the guys that like early on before, we made any videos or anything, like Sean was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in, like I want to do this. And so he's been working on a film all year. January 17th, we'll have it at the Mission Theater. We're going to have a film release. We'll have an auction there as well.
Yeah.
And Northwest Fly Fishing Outfitters is going to support that.
Northwest Fly Fishing Outfitters is on it. Sage already donated a full R8 setup to it.
Bunch of guide trips.
Yeah,
maybe
what else?
We'll have a little music.
Who knows?
Yeah. Like,
I know a bass player.
I know, right?
Matt, you're a great bass player, aren't you?
We're gonna have a huge bass ensemble.
It's a wall of bass.
Totally. And the frequencies will be low.
Yeah.
And, but we're gonna have a party, man, and we're gonna come out, and it'll be kind of it's gonna be rad. Yeah, we're gonna watch the movie. We're gonna talk. We're gonna answer questions. We're just gonna hang out because that's what we like to do. And so show up, man.
So the video or the short film is gonna be at the Mission Theater January 17th.
Yep.
And is the goal of this event to raise money?
There's some of that in there, but really we want to show everybody what's going on.
It's more about the education.
Yep, it's the education. And again, like, let's get involved,
Get the community involved.
Even if it's not with our group specifically,
Sure.
I like, my life has changed by working on conservation.
Yeah.
Just flat out, it's been one of the best things that I've gotten to do. So, yeah.
It definitely gives you a different lens when we're out there and we're fishing. It gives you a different lens to look through for everything that we do on a daily basis, whether working in a fly shop and encouraging people for catch and release and all those different things. It definitely gives you a completely different and more unique perspective, I think. So
we support how community works is you support each other.
Yep.
And anybody watching this, I imagine a lot of you come here and buy gear from this fly shop, and we help other people, and it's a give and take relationship.
Yeah.
We got to not forget about the fish. We gotta we got to have that reciprocal relationship with the fish that we're chasing. And so and I know there's a lot of ways to do that, and we just thought one more can't hurt.
Yep. So January 17th, I'm super excited. And again, we're going to have links to all this on our website and in these videos. And I'll probably do some videos between now and then, again, just to hype that event, because I want to make sure that we get you there. So anything else that you guys want to talk about before we wrap this up about the wilderness calling and anything you feel that we've left off?
Yeah, I just wanted to just shout out, and I'm sure this will be in the links in that, but we've got a web page, and it's a work in progress, but it's got all the information that you need to donate. It's got a bunch of back end stuff. You want to know more? There's a lot of questions that come up when we're doing crazy science like this. Telemetry science is tough, and if you're like me, you're gonna want to ask a couple questions. Okay, this sounds cool, but what's the catch or whatever? Come hang out, get on the website, write me, email me, call me. I don't care. This is what I do. This is my whole life right now, and I want to answer those questions. I want to get people involved.
Yeah.
And
for people that donate, the last question that I have, for people that donate, this is a charitable organization, so they can write it off on their taxes.
100%. Yep.
Is that correct?
Yep. Yes, sir.
And I think that that's a very important thing to make sure that our listeners and subscribers understand that if you're looking to do something good...
Or launder money.
Okay, geez. Your attorneys don't want you to talk about stuff like that, but you're talking about laundering money on
They didn't say specifically not to.
But going back to this, if you want to do good things, right?
Yeah.
And you want to keep a little bit of your money out of Uncle Sam's reserves while doing good things, this is a great organization to give to, because the money is going directly to research. No one in this organization is getting paid. This is all 100% volunteer based. So when you hear about these charitable organizations and they say, for every $1 that you put in, 40 cents goes to the actual, and they're like, well, where the hell's the other 60 cents go? 60%. Well, like the CEO of Goodwill. It gets massive bonuses at the end of the year. That's not happening here.
No, we're the
you
opposite.
guys are spending money to get this thing going, so you can feel confident that the money that you're giving is going 100% directly into science. And so I'm excited about that. That's a big deal. It's not very often, and I have worked in some nonprofit startups. It's not very often where you get to say 100% is going directly to the nonprofit.
We'll show you. We'll show you.
Right. And now as this grows, that could change over the course of time. Because we want to see this grow. We want to see this flourish. We want to see more tags being deployed. We want more data, because data is where we're going to find out exactly what's happening in the natural environment that's impacting our steelhead declines. And they're certainly declining. I mean, we looked at some numbers this summer for Deschutes Run steelhead, just watching that whole system, and it was a challenging year, and I think all of us, not just as anglers, but people who care about the environment, we want to. And if I could go back in time and see what things were like in the 20s and the 30s, and put a fly rod in my hand, even I would look like Gabe out there catching fish.
Dude, that's what any of us would do in a time machine.
Time machine. I wouldn't go. I would go back to.
Come hang out with me in Alaska. You'll see exactly what it's like.
That's cheating. That's not fair. Well, I really want to thank you guys again. I want to thank you for taking time out of your life to do something positive. And, in a lot of circles, people like to complain a lot, right? And they like to complain about politics, and they like to complain about this, and they complain about that. It's very, very rare that people put their shoes on the ground and start the uphill battle to try and make an improvement in things. And so I want to thank you, number one, for being valued fly shop staff members and team members, but going well beyond that. You guys are people who are wanting to make a positive impact. And so I thank you for that. I thank you for taking time this evening to talk to our subscribers, our viewers, on what it is that you are trying to accomplish. And to those of you who are watching, I sincerely hope that you give. I sincerely hope if you don't have the ability to give and you live here in the Pacific Northwest, I hope that you get involved. If you know how to design websites, I think Matt would appreciate some help on the web side of things. If you're a social media guru, you can help us get the message out by taking over his social media. Not that Matt does a terrible job at it.
I could use some help.
Let's
just call it Dunkin'
about it.
Yeah.
There's other ways, and yes, we need money for this nonprofit, but there are also other ways that you can give, and we do want to recognize that in the midst of a federal government shutdown and a lot of uncertainty in our markets,
In this economy.
yeah, that people,
No one's
people
coming.
Are people are concerned.
Yeah.
And so if all you can do is give $5 a month, that's one trip to Starbucks a week that you're just giving back to this, we would greatly accept that.
Yep.
But beyond that, if you can help volunteer, we're taking as many volunteers as we can, because again, this is 100% a volunteer organization where 100% of the funds goes right back into this. So again, thank you, gentlemen, for joining me. Thank you for watching. This is our first ever conservation-minded video. So Matt, you made the cut.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you tuning in to Northwest Fly Fishing Outfitters, Fly Fishing Unfiltered. Remember, we do have a lot of other groups that we do here. So we've got Ripple Effect, that is an organization that is out there supporting people in active recovery from substance abuse or mental health challenges. There's a lot of that in the world today. And so we've got that organization trying to do some good things there. We've got Gills and Gals, which is really just encouraging women to get involved in fly fishing. For too long, it's been ruled, and I know this is a panel of three
white
white
guys.
dudes,
Yeah.
but it's been ran by men, and we're passionate about fly fishing. And we're passionate about seeing people really learn to love this sport and to get outside of their natural environment into a more natural environment on a river, on a lake somewhere. The amount of peace that comes over me when I'm standing in a river or on a lake with a fly rod in my hand, it just like all of the world's problems dissolve away. And so Gills and Gals is about building that community of female anglers. All are welcome in any of our groups. We really want to embrace people and bring them into the folds of the fly fishing community. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button right there. We're going to have more information coming about this initiative and others that we're really trying to make a positive impact. We greatly appreciate you, and thank you for tuning in.